Oh, there's one here as well, is there? Right, okay, yeah. Yes, this was the gentleman down the middle there, after this one, yeah, thank you.
Gordon Bestwick.
Yeah.
Has the fund been badly affected by BP's woes this year?
Like every other large pension fund in the UK, we had an allocation to BP because it was a very high-yielding, dividends-rich company and one of the biggest in the index. So yes, we were affected. I think at one stage our holding, which was valued at about 85 million, fell to about 45. It has bounced back since then. We have been buying at the lower levels and then selling out and buying back and selling out and buying back. We're currently more or less in line in terms of weighting in BP. Our basic view is that we think the BP has come out of this a much better managed company and is much more aware of its responsibilities than it was going in. Through our membership of the Local Authority Pension Fund Forum, we have been liaising closely with BP, and indeed LAPFA had a meeting with the chairman of BP the back end of last month. So we're relatively close to the story. The big imponderables are how far the US authorities will take prosecution, what the liabilities will be in the Clear Water Act in the United States. BP have been quite gung-ho in their defence. I don't know if you've seen the documents, but they have, for the first time really, said, yes, we're partly responsible for it, but our two partners, Transocean and Halliburton, are also culpable. And indeed, I think have highlighted that Halliburton screwed up, to use a technical term, on cementing a major part of the well. So it has only just started in terms of litigation, but our view is that BP are properly financed to meet all their likely claims, and the news that they are going to probably reinstate dividends from the first quarter next year is a good sign.
I think the important thing when you heard the news about BP, your immediate thought was, well, how much have we got invested in BP? And I think what you saw in John's slides is just how diverse our portfolio is. So yes, it's 80 million out of 4 billion. So we need to put it in those terms. So it's 2%. So it's significant and it's very important, but it's not all of your money.
Thank you.
I think the gentleman in the middle there, just behind you. Yeah, that's it, yeah, thanks, Jim. Yeah.
So I've already had my go, but I'm coming back again with another one. It's aimed at John again. He intrigued me with talking about the property portfolio and the farms agricultural aspect and the farms down in East Anglia. I didn't notice whether he'd got gumboots on because I can't see his feet, but he didn't seem to have any straw in his hair. I just wonder about the kind of range of skills that John has when he also talks in the same breath about Tesco's, and I'm just reflecting really and bumbling along about what sort of degree of knowledge one has to have and how these things are actually managed.
Well, just say I'm a genius and I'm underpaid. The agriculture portfolio is one that we inherited, or I inherited, and the fund in the very early days, in the late 1970s, started investing in agricultural land. It was way ahead of the game then. Now, as I say, the qualities of agricultural land are that supply is limited. I know that sounds facetious, but it's actually true. And if you can invest in the best, which is what we've primarily done, then on a long-term view, you should be able to get a good return out of that. Now, to enhance the fund's return, we have a wholly owned subsidiary called Wallesley Farms, which actually farms the bulk of those properties. So we not only own the land, but we get the equivalent rent from holding it. Now, that company is run by an independent board. It is the chairman currently is a guy who made his early careers in running pigs but he's a consultant to many farming businesses and is a director of a farming institute and so on. And the managing director is on the British Potato Council, and since we're a major producer of potatoes, that's important. On the board is the former head of Lloyd's TSB agricultural operation, and the other non-exec director is a principal of the Royal Agricultural College of Cirencester. So it's a good independently run business. And they obviously can try and defy the agricultural cycle. They can't do it completely, but one of the opportunities that they saw, as I mentioned, was sugar beet. The bulk of the farms are within 15 miles of the largest sugar beet factory in Europe. So it does make sense for us to grow sugar beet, and it is transported. In fact, the harvest has just finished on sugar beet, and it's difficult to tell what the sugar yields are going to be this year, but they look quite good. So yes, one of the reasons for investing in farmland is because we have the operating company. If we didn't have the operating company, would it be as an attractive investment? And the answer to that is no. But we have got the operating company. We do get 2 bites of a cherry, land capital value and rental return. And I think in terms of food security, sustainability, and all the various green issues surrounding food, that is a very important aspect of our portfolio. As an aside, we have got a collaboration with Norfolk Wildlife Trust over pasture land on the estate, where they are developing a wetlands reserve in conjunction with ourselves. They're paying rent. We have sold them land and entered into a long-term agreement with them because they saw an ideal opportunity to develop a unique reserve in Norfolk. And it actually puts something back into the community at that level. And that has received a lot of praise from us. I should also add that one of the forests we've got is one of the homes of red squirrels in Scotland. We look after them very carefully and cooperate both with the Forest Commission and the countryside agencies in Scotland on red squirrel conservation. So yes, we are environmentally aware.
I mean, if I just may add to that, I mean, clearly South Yorkshire Pension Authority does do a lot of its investment in-house, and we do rely on John's knowledge and skills, and I think tonight and at previous meetings you've seen the breadth of John's experience and his knowledge about a whole range of different markets. But even South Yorkshire Pension Authority, you know, when you look at the diverse portfolio, we don't do everything in-house. So for example, the property portfolio and some of the international equities and the corporate bonds are you know, we do have external investment managers. So John is very, very good, but he doesn't have to do absolutely every pound, shilling and pence of the investments.
Can I make it quite clear I don't do it myself? I do have a team of colleagues sitting answering phones and looking at computer screens all day who do the bulk of the investment work. I just go to internal meetings and fall asleep in corners, apparently, and talk to auditors. So that's my role. When Dave was talking about reducing costs earlier on, one of the things we did do last year is reassessed our bond portfolios, and we restructured them, brought a substantial amount of money back in-house, and that saved close on £250,000–300,000 in external management fees. And we will be looking to do more of that over the next couple of years.
Thanks for that, John. Yeah, we've time for a couple more questions if there are around there. I've not got any more hands up at the moment, but yes, gentlemen.